Hi Year 6, welcome back to week 3 of Japanese. In this video today I'm going to explain to you what you need to do or how to complete your week 3 activities for Japanese while you're learning at home. I will make 2 separate videos to explain how to complete week 4 and week 5's work. So looking at our screen here, this is the front cover that was stapled to your Japanese work, and it has an overview of what to do for week 3, week 4 and week 5. Now, in terms of submitting all of your work from all of the weeks isn't due until Friday, week 5. So that means you don't need to submit it all separately. Just submit it to me when you've finished all of them and when you come back to school and bring in all of your work. Now, in terms of completing your week 3 work, same time allocation as I gave you in week 1 and week 2, roughly about an hour to complete your Japanese work. I've only given you 2 pages per week, so some of you may not even need that whole hour there. So let's have a look at what we need to do for week 3, which is we're reviewing our key vocabulary and key sentence patterns about family. And we have our ticks here of activities that we need to complete. So down here in week 3, our first job is we're going to review some key words about our family members. I have given you this table here. This matches words that you'll find on your vocabulary chart. What you need to do is fill in any blanks that you find in the table. So the first column is all complete for you. So for example, this column here is English. Then we have Romaji, and then we have the script. So family, I say it as kazoku and I write it as kazoku. Now this one here, however, there is a missing English word, so you need to figure out what does oji-san mean in English. For father, for example, we've got father, we know it's oto-san, and then you need to fill in how to actually write that. So going through that table and filling in the blanks there to review some of your key family words. 1B, we're looking at some nicknames that can be used for our family members. We know that when we're trying to be polite, we call our dad oto-san, or especially if we're talking about someone else's dad. If we're talking about someone else's mum, we would say oka-san. We use the whole words if we're trying to be polite. If we're talking about our own dad, however, we can just use this single kanji to write his name, and we say it as chichi. So chichi is the word you can use for your own dad. What you need to do here is use your vocab chart and fill in the one for this kanji, the romaji in English, and also for these two. So I'll give you a hint here. If this is dad, usually dad is paired up with something. You can see that same kanji here. Also, these are going to be some of our older siblings. We have nicknames for them. The full word for this one is Oni-san, and the full word for this one is One-san. So figure out who are the nicknames for those two people in our family. The next thing we're going to review in our week 3 work is how to count people using kanji and what do the kanji actually mean. So for example, I've given you some key examples in this table here. So for example, this one here, our kanji is this. In English, it means what or how many. How do we actually pronounce this kanji? We know it's nan or nani. This kanji here, we pronounce it as nin. What does that mean in English? And then we have some counting going up. So you would be using these at the moment to describe how many people are in your family. This stuff here is going to be found on the back of your vocab chart in the grey box. That's all about our counting of our family members with our kanji. The next page here for week 3, we're going to review our sentence patterns. So these sentence patterns are the ones we've already learned, they're not new. And in each of the grey boxes, I've given you a complete example sentence. What your job is to look at the example sentence and then decode into English the 2 practice sentences below. Some of them, longer sentences, only have 1 practice. So the grey box is the example. For example, this one is Kazoku wa 4人 desu. Family 4 people is. So the 2 sentences up below are going to use this same pattern. You need to put them into English. Same for this one here. The sentence patterns down here are our longer ones, so this is describing the people who are in our family. I've given you an example here. Decode this one into English and decode this one into English. Now remember with this sentence pattern number 4 here, we learnt this in week 1 and week 2 at home. So this is the one where we say we have two of something. So our example sentence pattern, we have family, parents, and siblings times two people. So kyodai ga futari. We know futari means two. Ga is two of siblings. So I have two siblings. To boku desu and me. So 家族は両親と兄弟が二人と僕です。Family, parents, and siblings two, and me is. So in this part down here, there will be a number of how many of these that family has. The last example sentence patterns down here is using our describing words. So this one here, we're describing the names of people in our family, and then this one is an adjective. So for example, Oni-san no Brado desu. My older brother is Brad. Now for these two names here, I've given you the romaji, so you know how to say them. So Barbara, what does that sound like in English? John, what does that sound like in English as a name? Over here we've got our adjectives. So chisai means small. Imoto wa chisai desu. Little sister small is. So down here you'll be figuring out how those family members are described. And that is all we have for week 3. You can see that our week 4 stuff starts here. So as I said, only 2 pages each for each week, filling in the table with the missing blanks, filling in our kanji, how do we look at nicknames, reviewing how to count family members and how to say the numbers, and then reviewing all of our sentence patterns we've learnt so far. If you have any questions, please email me or try and call the school and get on to me. If not, enjoy your week, and I will see you guys hopefully back at school soon.